I grew up in Las Cruces, but I was actually born in Oklahoma, in a town called Elk City, which is in the western part of Oklahoma. And actually, you go to Elk City to shop and to be born, because I lived in a town called Cheyenne, which only had about 800 or 900 people in it. Growing up in Las Cruces was great. It was difficult at first after we moved here, and then 2 years after my dad died, my mom met my stepfather, Toke, and they dated for 3 years and got married in 1968. And he worked at the university, my mom worked at the university, so I grew up as a sort of, I guess you could call it a university brat. My family consists of my mom and dad, Jan and Toke Rogers. I have a brother, Jack, who's married to Teresa Jaramillo, and they have 2 boys, Doran, who is a sophomore at University of San Diego, and Troy, who is entering the 7th grade at Camino Real. And I have a sister, Teddy, who also lives in Las Cruces. She's married to Van Ivy, and her daughter, Mari, is a sophomore at NMSU. I decided to go to NMSU, well, I don't really know. It just seemed like forever and ever I was never going to go to NMSU. And then the closer it got through high school to need to make a decision, I just didn't make a decision and didn't make a decision. And I guess maybe it was just a no-brainer that I should go to NMSU because it was the perfect choice for me. I went to the library and I researched careers for women, and there weren't a lot of choices. You know, I could be a nurse but not a doctor, and I could be a teacher, and I think there was one other, I can't remember, and then accounting. But it's probably, as I look back, probably bookkeeper, not accountant, because they didn't have a lot of, I guess, hope for women back then. And when I looked at them, I knew teaching, you know, probably wasn't patient enough. I had fainted once in the hospital, and so and accounting paid the most. So I decided in 8th grade to be an accountant and never changed my mind. Having such a great love for the university, I thought, you know, it's time to be, you know, giving back. And I started with the Alumni Association, and Debbie Widger and Ermelinda Cantella got me involved with the Alumni Association, and I joined that board, and then I was president. And from there, I guess it just was natural to move to different boards. I'm on the President's Associates Board, the Aggie Athletics Fund Board, and spend a lot of time volunteering when people need things. The university's done a lot for me. My career, I don't think would be the same as it was had I not gone to NMSU and gotten the great education I did. So it's time to give back and spread the word about what the university's like. Currently at ProLogis, I'm the Global Compliance Officer, but I've only been in that role since March of this year. For the bulk of my career, I was the Chief Accounting Officer and worked in the accounting function there. And that was a great job. It's a public company. We did a lot of acquisitions. It's global, so we have operations in Europe and in Asia, and it's a great job. Well, my love is really athletics, and I grew up in a sports family, and we have always sort of bonded over sports. Primarily the Aggies, of course. People that know me know I go to a lot of Aggie games. I think my degree at New Mexico, or from New Mexico State, stacks up so well. I remember going into public accounting, and you know, a large firm, and I was worried. You know, it's Las Cruces, we're small. You know, I went to at the time, a smaller school, and there were people from, you know, the University of Texas, and one of my best friends at KPMG was from Notre Dame, and it was amazing when I realized that my education, you know, was right there with theirs. You know, we were shoulder to shoulder going through the ranks of KPMG, and I never felt disadvantaged. I felt advantaged. I thought I received a great education. And the thing about it was, in accounting, you can learn all the accounting rules, or you can learn to think and to theorize. And that is the one thing I've always said, that I learned how to think like an accountant. And maybe people don't think that's such a good thing. I think I'd tell students, and it's something I would tell people when I was on the alumni board, or when I've been traveling and meeting other alums, is you have to recognize what the university gave you when you were in school. And yeah, you paid your tuition, but so much more goes into your education. And you need to be able to help the university do that for other students now. If you're successful, a good part of that success obviously is hard work, but it's to your education. And to the extent that you can help this university continue to turn out top-notch students, top-notch graduates, you need to do that. It betters you, it betters the community of Las Cruces, it betters everyone. And I would tell people who leave the university to not wait, I don't know, it was probably 20 years till I reconnected, to stay connected, to be involved, and to understand what the university did for you, and to help it do that for other students that come after you. I guess I'd like to end by thanking the university for everything it did for me as a student and now as an alum, and for this recognition. It means a lot to be recognized by an institution that you hold in such high regard. And as I say all the time, I think people owe it to their alma mater to give back, and to be of service, and to recruit students to go there, and anything that the university would ask of me, I think I would do. It's such a vital part of this community. Living in Las Cruces is not the same if you don't have an institution like that. Then it's just a town of 100,000 people with, not as many things, going on. You can go to music and athletics and the theater, and so many things that are brought to the community. And I don't think enough people realize that. And so whatever you can do to bring the community and the university closer together, and I know that's one of the initiatives of the university, but this university makes the community for us so much better place to live. And so I just always encourage people to be open and responsive to when your alma mater calls. You need to respond.